Greetings and may Yahweh bless in the name of Yeshua, followers of Messiah. Welcome to another S.A.L.T Ministries video. I am Brother Shelby, and this is our 7-minute series. During this series of teachings, we will be covering the topic of holiday origins and why us as believers should not be celebrating them. How the great deceiver, the fallen angel Satan, has tricked the entire world into believing that we are supposed to observe these pagan holidays in place of Elohim's commanded holy days. We will uncover and reveal how most of us are unknowingly performing paganistic rituals during these celebrations, and that these so-called holidays are completely devoid of Yeshua and have nothing to do with the Father Elohim's holy feasts. Let's uncover the origins of these celebrations together. As Christianity swept across the globe, many pagan traditions were absorbed and adopted into the Christian faith. February 14th is the day when lovers express their affection to one another with warm greetings and gifts, a day for secret admirers to be able to express their feelings. However, there is another holiday that originated much earlier and has similarities to Valentine's Day. This Roman festival called Lupercalia is held in mid-February. This particular festival, which is celebrated in the coming of spring, included fertility rites and even the pairing off of women with men via a lottery system. At some point during the festival, the names of young girls were written on bits of paper and slipped into a jar. Every young man would then pull out a girl's name from the jar. The pair would then be coupled together for the duration of Lupercalia. Many stayed together until the following year's festival. Some even fell in love and married. Lupercalia is the ancient Roman festival that was conducted every February 15th under the supervision of a group of priests called Luperci. The origins of this festival are somewhat obscure, although it could have been derived from the Latin word lupus, which translates to wolf. It's been suggested that these origins could be in connection with the ancient deity she-wolf who protected herds from wolves. Representing fertility, and because Lupercus was a god of shepherds, 2 male goats were sacrificed in a cave, immediately followed by the sacrifice of a dog to represent purification, and because dogs often guard the flocks. The blood taken from the sacrificial knife was smeared across the foreheads of 2 naked priests. This knife was wiped clean with a piece of milk-soaked wool, and this ritual required that the 2 young men laugh while this was going on. Historians have suggested that this ritual is the reason why Valentine's Day is associated with the colors red and white, with the red representing the blood from the sacrifice and white representing the milk on the wool that wipes the knife clean. This was to signify new life. The sacrificial feast followed, after which the Luperci priests cut thongs or strips of skin from sacrificial animals and ran in 2 groups around the hill, thus striking any woman who came near them with these thongs. A hit from the thong supposedly rendered a woman fertile. As a fertility rite, the festival is also associated with the god Faunus. Although there were several Christian priests who were named Valentine, the day may have gotten its name from a priest who was martyred around 270 CE by an emperor named Claudius II Gothicus. According to legend, the priest signed a letter from your Valentine to his jailer's daughter, whom he had befriended and, by some accounts, healed from blindness. Other versions state that it was a bishop named St. Valentine that the holiday was supposedly named after, although it could be possible that the 2 saints were actually the same person. Another common legend states that St. Valentine defied the emperor's orders and secretly married couples to spare the husbands from war. It is for this reason that his feast day is associated with love. It has also been alternately suggested that Pope Gelasius I replaced Lupercalia with St. Valentine's Day, celebrated on February 14th. Formal messages or Valentine's messages didn't appear until around the 1500s, and by the late 1700s, Valentine's Day cards were being commercially printed. The first commercial Valentine's cards in the U.S. were printed by the mid-1800s. Valentine's Day usually depicts Cupid, a Roman god of love, along with hearts and ribbons. Traditional gifts are flowers, candy, cards, jewelry, clothes, and a romantic dinner date. Red roses are also associated with the day as well as a symbol of beauty and love. A deity who is connected to Valentine's Day is the demon named Cupid. In Greek etymology, Cupid actually means desires, cravings, or passion, which are simply other words for lust. According to the story, Cupid was the son of Mercury, the winged messenger of the gods, and Venus, the goddess of love. He often appears as a winged infant carrying a bow and a quiver of arrows whose wounds inspired love or passion in his every victim. Although some literature portrayed Cupid as maybe callous or a bit careless, he was generally viewed in a good light on account of the happiness he brought to many couples. At worst, he was considered mischievous with his matchmaking. This mischief was often directed by his mother, Venus. In one tale, her deviousness backfired when she used Cupid in revenge on the mortal named Psyche, only to have Cupid fall in love and succeed in making Psyche his immortal wife. According to legend, Cupid had two kinds of arrows. One grants love and the other forgetfulness. So it is said that Cupid can join couples together, but he can also separate them. According to Roman mythology, Cupid's mother Venus gave him the bow and arrows. The arrows had two types of points. Some of them were gold, which he used to grant love, and the others were lead, which he could sow in gratitude, hate, and forget. Cupid is sometimes depicted with a blindfold, representing the idea that true love comes from the soul and not from the physical, or that while love lasts, neither lover sees any flaws in the other one. This sounds a lot like the type of godly love we receive from Elohim. However, in actuality, I would go on to say that Cupid is a spirit of lust and that Valentine's Day gives folks the right to feel like fornication is normal. I love my wife with my entire heart, and I don't need a pagan holiday to prompt me to tell her or show her that I love her. We've been misled and are sorely mistaken for thinking that the 14th has its roots in the Christian faith, with the day seemingly named after some Saint Valentine. This godless day originated from the Roman pagan festival of the fertility called Lupercalia, a day filled with animal sacrifice, random couple matching, and the whipping of women, not with chocolate and roses like we celebrate with today. Shalom, saints.